Welcome, everyone, to 12 News at 10. We have been tracking monsoon activity across the valley for over the past hour as storms from the east started to move into the Phoenix metro area.
And they moved in with a bang. Strong winds, rainfall, ground stop at Sky Harbor. You name it. A lot of effects from this storm. Let's take a look outside on an ADOT camera right now. We're going to start south of the valley. This is the 347, the main roadway that goes down into the town of Maricopa and Casablanca Road. And we saw some pretty thick dust down here earlier, and that dust appears like it's still in the air.
Yeah, we did have a dust storm advisory there. We're going to get to Lindsay coming up in just a moment with more on that. We do have team coverage tonight. Lindsay is tracking the radar for us, and Gabby and Sean are live in our weather trackers. We want to start first with Sean Rice, who is near Sky Harbor Airport.
Now, Sean, I understand there's a bit of a delay with your signal out there, but something happened tonight, if the reports are correct, that I've never heard of before, that a plane had to make a landing at Luke Air Force Base instead of Sky Harbor.
Right. Yeah, something we do not see a lot is a plane landing, a commercial plane that is, landing at Luke Air Force Base, but we saw it tonight. I first want to set the scene of what it's like here at Sky Harbor Airport. Conditions have been very similar for the last 2 hours. Wind really hitting me in the face right now. It's very gusty here. We're on top of Terminal 3 parking garage. What we've seen is a ground stop that was in place and has been in place since about 8:30. And according to the National Weather Service, they had a wind gust here at the airport just before 8:50 that was 68 miles an hour. So it was extremely gusty and has been here for the last hour and a half. Now, for those who may be unfamiliar with a ground stop, it has less to do with flights taking off and flights that are in the area and immediately have to land. It has a lot to do with flights that are still on the ground at other airports and are headed with their final destination being Sky Harbor Airport. They institute a delay, so if you have a family member that maybe is coming to Sky Harbor Airport, they may see a delay if they're still on the ground where they're taking off. Now, back to that flight. It's American Airlines flight from Houston to Phoenix that had to land within the last 2 hours at Luke Air Force Base. Let's take you to some radio traffic between the pilot and those here at the air traffic controller at Sky Harbor Airport, the back and forth they had. Take a listen.
Say the fuel you have remaining and the number of people on board.
Okay, we have 160 people on board, fuel remaining 6.4, and they're telling me that I cannot land at Goodyear, not capable for our aircraft. So, where else would you suggest going, sir?
We have, over on the west side, there's not a whole lot more, because Glendale Airport is smaller, 7,150, 100-foot wide. You have Luke Air Force Base, but that's an Air Force base. If you're an emergency, you're an emergency, but they have a 10,000-foot, 150-foot wide runway at Luke Air Force Base.
Okay, let's do Luke Air Force Base, and we're going to need to, or is Scottsdale okay?
Scottsdale currently, let's see, 080 at 17, gust 29 at Scottsdale. They're 8,249 feet. They're smaller than Goodyear's runway.
Okay, let's go to the Air Force Base, if you could give us vectors for that.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, so it appears they may have had some fuel-related issues, or maybe there was a combination of fuel combining that with some of the wind gust that's really coming through here. My apologies, that was a United Airlines flight, not an American Airlines flight. Just in the last 3 minutes, right at the top of our 10 o'clock hour, the ground stop ended here at Sky Harbor, so flights wherever they may be in the air will be, or maybe where they are at other airports, will now be taking off if their final destination is right here at Sky Harbor International Airport. We'll send it back to you guys.
That was remarkable.
It really was.
160 people on that flight, and you could hear it in the pilot's voice. Usually they're so calm. He seemed a little rattled.
Yeah.
He did a nice job.
Yeah, he was like, give me the next option.
Yeah, if it's an emergency, and he's like, okay, I'm going for it. I'm going for Luke. So that is...
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, Sean.
That's pretty remarkable. I wonder if the passengers knew at that time, what the situation was.
Why are there F-35s all around me? This is strange.
Right.
Yeah, who knew?
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll learn more about what happened with that. But yeah, that was really interesting sound there, Sean. Thank you so much.
Great reporting.
Yep.